who was sent by God. There are even people within the Christian orbit who think that Jesus was a man who was sent by God. But whichever you take, what is more important than the fact or otherwise of whether Jesus is divine is what he said, what he taught, what he wanted people to do and believe, and to treat other people with respect and compassion and love and generosity. And the teachings of Jesus, for me, are what's most important, more than the whole salvation and all the rest of that stuff. What Jesus taught is applicable to everybody, whether you actually believe in him or not. So
that's a very interesting point, and I've been it's unique, and I respect that position, because often a lot of people go into salvation and the blood sacrifice rather than actually let's follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. So I'm going to hold you to that, which was the point I wanted to ask you for clarity on, because you said God the Son.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any biblical reference for ever being God the Son. There's Son, the Son of God, but not God the Son.
You are absolutely right. And the doctrine of the Trinity, which calls Jesus God the Son, it was developed in the 4th century AD, thereabouts, and is not found in that form in Scripture. There is talk about incarnation of God becoming human, but no, the phrase God the Son was developed in the.
So why would you say? How would you substantiate your belief that Jesus Christ is God?
Just
through the statements of Jesus Christ, because you're telling me about what Jesus Christ taught. We should follow what Jesus Christ has taught. So I would argue, and again, this is a very layman position.
Because Jesus says, "For God so loved the world, he gave his only Son."
Only begotten Son, yeah.
His only begotten Son, meaning himself. So that's what he means. And I know in Islam, you can't, God begetteth not and is not begotten.
We're going to leave that to one side.
I understand that you can't accept that. But do I understand it? No, I don't. Do I accept it? Yes, I do. I don't have to understand everything.
It's not about understanding. It's about Jesus Christ's teaching. Because even if I think contemporary scholars backed by 50 denomination of churches actually took out that verse, John 16:3, 3:16, yeah, thank you. Saying as a concoction, as in
it's tricky, isn't it? Because when I was studying theology, we did this thing about how can we be sure that Jesus' sayings were authentic? That he said what we say he said, and it wasn't made up by the church. And they came to the conclusion with all these things that there were like 16 things which they were absolutely sure that Jesus probably said. Okay?
Absolutely sure that he probably said it.
Yeah. So you get that thing. But my feeling is,
out of those 16 things, is any of it claiming divinity? Because even if we went with Jesus Christ, God so loved the world, sent his only begotten Son,
no,
it doesn't make him divine.
That one doesn't make the cut.
Yeah.
And I don't think there aren't many doctrinal statements that do make the cut, because they could have been made up by the church and put back.
So are we following the teachings of Jesus Christ? The fundamental teachings? Because even there's a sign that quotes the Bible, quotes the Old Testament, quotes the Quran, and I think that's the same message in regards to Mark 12:29, where Jesus Christ was asked,
the thing with this verse here, the only one God thing.
Yep.
that one doesn't make the cut either, because
Does it
that
not?
can have come from earlier. So anything that can definitely have been
So even
cut-
though it's red letter,
yeah,
it doesn't
even-
make the cut.
Even anything which could have come from before or may have been put in afterwards doesn't make the cut. So done by a whole bunch of scholars. But my
Have some more waters.
my feeling is this, that the people who made the Gospels, the people who wrote the Scriptures, were not trying to pull a fast one. They were not trying to deceive people. They weren't trying to lead people astray. What they were trying to do was to lead people to what they got things wrong, but were acting in good faith. And I think that's enough for me.
Because I don't want to speculate in regards to the intentions. Because I
Love God, love your neighbour as yourself. That's it in 2 sentences. That's what Jesus said was his teaching in 2 sentences.
2 questions for you, quite deep in theology. Can God have a God? And can God have limited knowledge?
Those are heavy questions. Can God have a God? God is his own God. So
God isn't his own God. God is God.
God is God.
So we wouldn't have a God.
There will be no other God. So God is God.
Because it's blaspheming statement. God having a God doesn't make sense. It's a contradicting statement, and I agree with you. And the other question in regards to, can God lack in knowledge or have limited knowledge?
I don't think so.
Because
I
God
think God
knows all.
everything.
Thank you very much.
I would genuinely love to stay and talk to you all day, because this has been fascinating.
So I just got my
Really
phone out
happy.
very quickly to give you reference where Jesus Christ said that I must leave you now to your Father, to my Father, to your God and to my God. And Jesus Christ himself didn't know when the hour was. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And anytime you're passing through, please do feel free to talk to us. I've really enjoyed your insight and your
It's
time.
been really interesting talking to you. So
Take care.
thanks.
Not strong enough for a crunch. Can I give you a mini one?
No, I really.
She has a
I've really
copy.
got it. I
She's
already have a copy.
she's in the process of studying it.
How did you
And
find it?
I think she needs.
Often, I'm sure I'll speak to you again.
Would you like a leaflet?
So we never
Take care, madam.
We never we always
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time, and we're just going a little bit of recording there. Unless you understand Bengali, the brother was speaking Bengali. Alhamdulillah, may Allah bless you all, and yeah, make dua for the teacher, her hidayat, because she's talking about a few interesting things, and